Let me start by discussing the importance of ICT for development, or ICT 4D. Let me tell you a story about my personal experience with regards to ICT 4D. I started my involvement in ICT for rural community way back in 1983 when I started my master's degree in University of Hawaii in the US. At the time, internet was just started. Even they just started at the experimental level. So what I've done in my research is that I developed a program to send data through packets over AlohaNet to send to the various smaller islands within the archipelago of Hawaii. That's how I started, because they need to send information to the smaller island within the Hawaii, state of Hawaii. Then when I came back to Malaysia, at the time we just started to introduce what we call Integrated Services Digital Network, or ISDN. Then a group of us in Malaysia, we started to look at how we can apply the simple technology for rural community so that they can have access to telephony. So we designed a simple system called PC-based, or personal computer-based switching system for rural communication. Because in order to provide communication to rural community, the investment is very high and very expensive. Therefore, we come up with an alternative, use a PC as a platform to design a switching system. Then in 1993, I moved to Sarawak. I used to work in Kuala Lumpur for 11 years. Then when University Malaysia Sarawak was established in 1993, I was the founding dean of engineering. Then when I look at Sarawak, we have a lot of issues in terms of communication and connectivity for rural community. Therefore, we form a group, again, a research group looking at rural ICT. So we started looking at a suitable site to do our pilot project. And we found this place called Barrio, a very remote village on the mountain in the jungle. There's no road access, no electricity, and no power supply. Basically no utilities at all. So that's how we started the real work on ICT for development. But at the time, we don't call it ICT for development. We call it bridging the digital divide. And simply bridging the digital divide to provide access, connectivity to the rural community by providing the suitable ICT technology for them. So eBario started way back in 1998, and we started to engage with the community. So eBario became successful because of various factors. First, actually, we need to engage with the community. It took my team more than 6 months. We make many visits to Barrio to talk to the community, to make them understand that this actually is not for us. Actually, to provide ICT infrastructure and services to the community. We have to talk to the community leaders so that they can convince the community at large so that this is something that's good for their future. Second is we have to make sure that the project is not about technology. It's about community. How technology being used to benefit the community. We cannot push technology to the community because they are not familiar with the technology. And the choice of technology is very important. We have to understand the background, the livelihood, the economic activity, the educational level of the school and also the community, so that we can choose the right technology for them. Thirdly is actually we have to identify and train local champion, because as researcher we cannot spend our whole time with them. We have to go back to our university, you have to go back to your classroom, but the community will be there 24 hours. Yeah. So we have to identify and train local champions so that they can look after the project and to make it sustainable. The first one is actually to come up with a training program and to monitor the project so that it is sustainable. Without training, I think it will be difficult because you need to train not only the local champion, but the local champion will train other people, especially the young boys and girls in the community. Yeah. So last but not least, actually, is for us to come up with a good business model so that the telecenter or the facilities that we establish within the community can be used as a business center so that they can generate revenue, can enhance their livelihood. For example, by using the ICT facilities, they can promote their products, they can promote their tourism services, and they can also improve their education delivery for the student and also healthcare of the community. So overall, I think in order to be a successful project for ICT 4D, collaboration is very important. We as researchers at the university cannot work alone. Yeah? We need to collaborate with government agencies. We have to collaborate with international partners. We have to collaborate with even our technology partners, corporate sectors. So this is actually it's not an easy project. So for students, I think the most important thing is you must remember ICT 4D projects is not just about you doing the postgraduate studies or research. It's about how the knowledge that you gain can be of benefit to the community. Yeah. So that's very important because there's no point of doing your research if it is just for your own self. Yeah. You must remember ICT 4D actually is about the community. Whatever you do, you must focus on the benefit that the community will gain as an outcome of this project. Okay, one of the initiatives that we have done at ECTS, the College of Technology Sarawak, with our partner Cornell University, is in the service learning program. You know, this service learning program is very unique because it allows students to go to the community and to share their knowledge and also to learn from the community. If we look at ICT 4D, it's about bridging the digital divide. But to me, service learning is about bridging knowledge and reality. Yeah? So that the student, when they learn the theoretical part in the classroom or in the university, they can bring the knowledge to the community and how to translate the knowledge into something useful so that the community can use for their daily life. Yeah? At the same time, students, when they go to the community, there are local knowledge that the student can learn and bring back to the campus and to do further research on the topic. So I think the Cornell and UCTS collaboration is very important for us, and also it reflects the type of student that we are preparing for the future. Yeah. So because university has been pressured, you know, as far as ranking, quality assurance, financial sustainability, but we must also remember that the graduate they produce must be engaged, must be relevant to the community. Therefore, the service learning is one way of us to make sure that the student, when they study here, they are also connected and also they are aware what is happening in the community around them. UCTS has been appointed as ICT-4D-Asia Center, and I can assure you, UCTS being a new and vibrant university located in a small town called Cebu in Sarawak. Sarawak is a state within Malaysia, and our location is in Borneo Island. Cebu is actually located in the central part of Sarawak, and if you study the geography of Sarawak, I think more than 65% of the population are actually in rural areas. In addition to that, Cebu, where UCTS is located, our surrounding communities, majority of them are in rural settings. Yeah. Therefore, by having ICT-4D in UCTS, we can provide living labs, living research labs to anybody who would like to embark on ICT-4D research project. We can provide you real community, a real research problem. You can travel from here, my campus, by river transportation. You can even walk in the jungle. You can meet with the local community, and you can actually understand the problem and how to come up with new ideas, innovative ideas to introduce ICT for development for this community. Therefore, I think it is very relevant that the ICT-4D for the Asia region is located in UCTS, because we provide you with the opportunity and also the real cases that you can find throughout not just Sarawak, but also we can explore to the whole island of Borneo. So welcome to UCTS, and I think you can work with us, and we look forward to more collaboration so that we can see that the ICT-4D not just looking at ICT, but also other aspects of research such as socioeconomics, education, healthcare, even sustainable energy. We are also embarking on renewable energy, and you can see that ICT-4D in our setting, you need also energy. Without energy, you cannot run all the ICT equipment and system. So with that, I think UCTS is the right place for us to enhance our activities in the field of ICT-4D.